Good afternoon, moderator Pak Efransa. Thank you so much. Distinguished panelists, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As a special envoy for the climate, Pak Hasim Joyo Hadikusumo, and already convey that the earth is warming. And today he gave a speech as the head of delegation of the state that Indonesia is shifting from fossil fuel-based development to renewable energy-based development under leadership of Presiden Prabowo Subianto. So applause for this new strategy coming from the government. Of course, the question is how we going to be able to translate this high-level strategy into effective operation on the ground, you know. And PLN here is the national electric company. Gross revenue is roughly 32 billion US dollars. You know, we're serving 270 million lives, 92 million customers. And for the last 3 years, we filed the best financial report in the history of PLN. Our net profit has reached a record high 3 consecutive years, so marking the best financial performance in the history of PLN. So we're not doing very bad. We're doing well. So, and then even during the COP29, we are able to reduce our debt by 4 billion US dollars. So, you know, we're doing good. So, 4 years ago, during the planning phase, we removed 13 gigawatt of coal in the planning phase. That is already a good signal, and that's avoiding 1.8 billion metric ton of CO2 in the span of 25 years. It's giving a signal that we are doing the transition, and then right now we are in the process of redesigning our national electricity planning, namely the RUPTL, Rencana Usaha Penyediaan Tenaga Listrik, and in it, in the next 16 years until 2040, we need to add roughly 100 gigawatt of additional capacity. And Pak Hasim already announced that roughly 75% of additional capacity is coming from renewable energy. Applause for all of us. Meaning that moving forward, we're going to be able to reduce greenhouse gas emission. And those renewable energy is coming from hydro, geothermal, solar and wind, and 75 gigawatt. And then another 5 gigawatt is coming from nuclear, and 22 gigawatt is coming from gas. So that is this. And so what I can share, that this transition of energy creates huge challenges, but also offers magnificent opportunities. You know, first thing is this: when we build coal and gas, we're going to be able to build the power plant near the location of the demand. Mismatch. Very simple. But when we shift from fossil fuel-based to renewable energy-based energy, the question is, can we relocate the geothermal energy? Can we relocate the hydropower energy? And there is a mismatch between the location of those resources with the location of the demand. If you look at here, the demand location is the circle, the red circle, while the resources is the blue circle all over the place. There's a mismatch. So what we did is we did joint modeling between the International Energy Agency and the PLN, and then also the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources. This is a result. Next slide. 70,000 kilometers circuit of green enabling transmission line has to be built to evacuate energy from those resources to the epicentrum of demand. Is this a challenge? Yes. Is this an opportunity? Yes. We can see from both sides. Then we are able to harness power, untap wind power, untapped solar power. With this, we are able to add more hydropower resources, to add more geothermal resources, to add more solar and wind. Okay, next slide. The second challenge is this. When we're talking about coal and gas, it's very stable. When we're talking about solar, we're calling it variable renewable energy with intermittency. At 10 o'clock it's going up, at 2 p.m. it's going down. And the challenge is a smart grid. So there's a fluctuations. Wind, exactly the same. We need to build flexible power plant. We need to build smart grid, smart transmission, smart control center, smart distributions. And without the smart grid, we can add only 5 gigawatt. But with the smart grid, we can add until 42 gigawatt. We are able to respond to balance between supply and demand. So, price tag, even for the transmission line, is roughly 35 billion US dollars. Smart grid is another 5 billion US dollars. And the total is roughly 235 billion US dollars from today until 2040. But this is the things. Can we do this alone? This is a global climate change. This is a global challenge. There's no way any country can face global climate change alone. We need to come up with a global strategy. We need to come up with the global collaborations in terms of strategy, innovation of technology, co-investments, joint investment, joint projects. So of course, we're not going to be able to do this alone. The only way to move forward is through collaboration. That's why collaboration among domestic investor, collaboration among regional and also international. And this is very important because one thing is the missions of Presiden Prabowo Subianto is how we're going to be able to deliver 8% economic growth. And the only way for us to be able to deliver 8% is we are able to provide affordable but clean energy. In the same time, we have to improve our energy security. Why? To create more jobs, to bring down poverty, to get rid of hunger, to give prosperity to the people, and then of course to deliver 8% economic growth. But in the same time, we are able to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. And as special envoy for the climate is like we have to balance between growth, prosperity, and also environmental sustainability. And for PLN, is this a challenge? Yes, this is a challenge, but this is also an opportunity. In the process, the only constant in this life is the change itself. I manage like roughly 55,000 employees. I have to transform the human capital with the new core competency, with the new technical skills that fit to face the challenge of the future. I have to transform a company that is backward-looking to become forward-looking. And in the process, how PLN is going to be able to grow with this? And PLN is not going to be able to do this alone. I can see all those familiar faces in which already a very productive partner of PLN supporting each other. This I can convey more than 60% of the additional generation capacity is coming from the independent power producer, meaning that this is a new milestone in which the already productive collaboration between PLN and its partners to become much more productive. The already strong collaboration that already taking place, I want to say thank you, is to become stronger. And of course, there are international environmental agreement, Kyoto Protocol, Paris Agreement. There's some kind of a strategic, discussion, dispute, and anything like that. Just sure. But at the end of the day, we're doing this not only because we have to comply to those international environmental agreements, but we're doing this because we do really care. That we need to ensure that the future of the next generation should be better than ours. So, thank you.
You almost touched upon all the points that I asked.